How's it going, everyone? It's Ethan here at eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the RockyMounts MonoRail Bike Rack on the back of our 2022 GMC Sierra. This is a 2-bike platform style bike rack capable of supporting up to 60 pounds per bike, so you can get some e-bikes on here if you need to. No frame contact. The bike is held primarily through this wheel hook here, and a secondary point of contact being that strap down at the bottom. That's going to be important because if you don't want to make any contact with your frame, say you have a carbon frame bike or an alternative frame style bike and you don't want to get the bike adapter bar, this wheel hook is going to be, again, your primary point of contact, so there won't be any contact with the frame. A great feature that this bike rack offers is the ability to tilt away with the bike's loaded. So if you pull this blue handle, holding on to the actual frame itself, you can go ahead and tilt this down. One thing to point out is that it is a pretty aggressive tilt, and if you do have a bike on this bottom rack, it might be a little bit difficult to actually get under there. But we go ahead and lower our tailgate. Although it is a pretty aggressive tilt, probably the most aggressive out of the platform bike racks that we have, it will still eventually make contact with the tailgate. That being said, it does open up quite a ways. You can access most of the things that you need to from your tailgate if you need to, but you won't be able to sit down on the tailgate with the bikes actually on. We can go ahead and tilt this up. You'll hear that click, and we can work on getting our bike removed. It's a pretty easy process. RockyMounts does a great job of color coding all of their connection and access points. So this blue lever here releases the strap, and this blue button on the hook releases the hook. Slide that up, tilt the hook down. It does tilt quite a ways, and it's really easy to go ahead and just get this bike up and off. Now that our bike is removed, we can go ahead and get everything put away. I like to fold this hook down and get the strap away. Now's a good time to point out that these back cradles do pivot, which allows you to accommodate a wheelbase of up to 48 inches. Additionally, these front cradles support a tire width of up to 5 inches, so you can get those fat bikes on there as well as there being the ability to fold that cradle. But now that our bike's removed, we can go ahead and grab some measurements to see how far it does add to the back of our vehicle in this position to our back point, about 34.5 inches. So while it's folded out like this, it does stick out quite a ways. There is a pretty significant rise from the shank, and there is this stadium style seating, so it does rise up just a little bit. So ground clearance isn't something that we probably are going to need to worry about, but measuring from the bottom to probably where this lever or the blue lever sits to fold it up is going to come in at about 22 inches there. So pretty good rise. Additionally, you can use the same lever as we did to fold it to tilt the bike rack up, condense it a lot to see how much we've added to the back of our vehicle. At this point, we're looking at about 16 inches there. So with it folded up, it does save quite a lot of space. One thing to point out while it is folded up is this post here. You can use a cable lock to attach here. It's going to be key to like with the shank lock that we'll get to in just a second. This is a 2-inch shank fit into our 2x2-inch receiver tube, held in place by an anti-rattle bolt, and the lock that I just mentioned is key to like with the cable locks that attach to this post. In this folded up position, we kind of just like to see how much it's going to cover on the back of your vehicle. So as far as your license plate goes, there is somewhat of a window into there, but it's going to be mostly obstructed. We found that the backup cameras are positioned pretty high on the tailgate on the Sierra, and although it does take up quite a bit of space, there's a lot of visibility over the top, so honestly the backup cameras have a lot of view as well. Not going to obstruct the back of your vehicle, and the taillights are also pretty much fully visible as well. The RockyMounts MonoRail, I think, is a really solid value bike rack. It gets you everything that I personally am looking for out of a bike rack. It gets you that 60-pound weight capacity. It allows you to have those 5-inch wheel tires on there as well. It tilts away, probably the furthest tilt out of the racks that we've tested. It folds up and condenses really nicely. I like all of the points. They're all easy and super nice to work with. So As far as it goes and as far as it fits on the 2022 Sierra, I think it's a great option, but you can go ahead and check out how it did on our test course.
Here on our test course, we'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners and evasive maneuvers. Then we get to the alternating speed bumps. We'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or pothole or driving on uneven pavement. Then we'll go over the full speed bumps, and we can see the up and down action. This will be like driving in and out of a parking lot, garage, or a driveway.